Okay, today we're getting into a novel that seems like one thing on the surface, a quiet story about a boarding school, but it very quickly takes you somewhere much, much deeper and, frankly, quite unsettling.
Definitely.
We're talking about Kazuo Ishiguro's Never Let Me Go, the award winner from 2005,
Yeah.
and we're using a pretty detailed Wikipedia entry to guide our deep dive here.
Right. And our mission really is to wrestle with these big, heavy questions the book raises for you. Questions like, what does being human actually mean? Is there a purpose?
And how do we face, fate,
Yeah.
especially a predetermined one?
Exactly. And it's all packaged in this story that, weirdly enough, might feel strangely familiar, even a bit chillingly close to home sometimes.
It really does. So it gets off at Hailsham. Looks like your typical, maybe slightly exclusive English boarding school back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, Kathy, Ruth, Tommy, kids being looked after by these guardians. They're encouraged to be healthy, make art. Art that gets taken away for some mysterious gallery.
But that peaceful picture, it starts to crack, doesn't it? There's this moment with the guardian, Miss Lucy.
Ah, yes. Miss
She
Lucy.
just comes out and tells them the awful truth. These kids, they're clones, bred, basically, to be organ donors.
Their whole lives mapped out, ending early with something they call completion. Just a euphemism for death,
And
really.
maybe the most disturbing part, how quietly they take it. This sort of passive acceptance, it's haunting.
It is. They move on, age 16, to this place called the Cottages, trying to figure out the real world, which they're totally unprepared for.
Yeah, struggling with basic social stuff, and they hear these whispers, these rumors about
Oh,
deferrals.
the deferrals, the idea that if you're really truly in love, you can get more time.
A desperate sort of hope, right? But, spoiler alert,
Hmm.
it turns out to be completely false. Ishiguro just nails that quiet desperation and the crushing disappointment.
And the truth about Hailsham itself gets even more complex later on. Kathy and Tommy find Madame and their old head teacher, Miss Emily,
And that's when they learn Hailsham wasn't just a school, it was like an experiment.
trying to prove clones had souls, using their art as evidence, hoping it would lead to more humane treatment.
Compared to how clones were treated before, which was apparently horrific, but the experiment failed in the end, Hailsham got shut down.
Which leaves you thinking, can art really prove a soul exists? It's a huge question.
And that connects so powerfully to the title, Never Let Me Go. Kathy has this old cassette tape with that song.
Right, she treasures it.
And Madame sees her dancing to it once, holding a pillow like a baby, and interprets it completely differently than Kathy meant. Madame sees it as Kathy trying to hold on to this older, kinder world that could never come back.
That image, clinging to something lost, it resonates because the characters are constantly forced to let each other go, aren't they? Because of their fates.
Ishiguro himself said his aim wasn't just sci-fi. He wanted to use that biotech idea to look at the sadness of the human condition. Big stuff.
Yeah, like what is a human? What's a soul? Fundamental questions, really.
Yeah. And there's a darker take on Kathy's role, too, the carer role she takes on later. Some critics see it less as compassionate work and more as, well, a way to keep the donors compliant.
To prevent resistance. That adds another layer of discomfort, questioning the nature of care itself in that system.
Definitely. It also taps into that whole coming-of-age feeling,
Yes.
but in the most heartbreaking way possible.
Absolutely. Their journey into knowing their fate. It's like an extreme version of losing your innocence, that moment every kid has when the world seems harsher than they thought.
Ishiguro just dials that feeling way up. It really makes you think about your own moments like that, doesn't it?
It does. And critics often call it a parable for mortality, our own mortality.
Exactly. Like, we all know we're going to die, just like they know they'll complete. But do we really live with that knowledge, or do we just accept it passively, like the characters?
Oh, Never Let Me Go. It's far more than just a clone story. It's this incredibly deep look at life, at purpose, at how we face the end.
And it leaves you with this thought. If our time is limited, maybe even predetermined in ways we don't see, how should that change what we value, what we chase after, who we connect with?
Yeah, it's something to really sit with. What does thinking about this make you consider about your own future, and maybe what older, kinder world you might be holding on to, or perhaps needing to let go of?